What's up, you guys? It's Tori Wilson here, and I bet you anything you want to kiss this belly right here. I bet you want to kiss it. I got you. All right, listen, you're on Just Alyx. Just Alyx is all about wrestling reviews. If you want the best wrestling reviews, subscribe, click the bell, do whatever you got to do, like it, and keep coming back, okay? Daisy and I would really appreciate it. Cheers.
Login complete. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Hello all, and welcome to Alyx's world, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. You know who it is. It's your boy, Alyx, just Alyx, and he is running on fumes. It has been a long week of live streams, and it doesn't really seem like we'll be slowing it down anytime soon. See, even the cover wasn't even all the way set. Had to fix that. That's how you know I'm tired. But we here. We still here doing these live streams. This one is just as important as SummerSlam last night, as Friday Night SmackDown, as the preview and predictions, as Dynamite, as Raw. Although in terms of quality, in terms of the show quality, once again, I think Collision is taking it. I thought this was even better than SummerSlam. Not saying SummerSlam was a bad show. I thought SummerSlam overall was good. One of those, it did some good things, but it also had some bad things. I wouldn't go back and watch it personally. But there was enough there to make me go, alright, I've seen worse. With Collision, I don't feel like doing the good. No, I'm coming out saying this was a good to maybe even great show. The main event was awesome. The freaking opener was a great match. That tag match with Big Bill, almost said Big Cass. Gotta stop saying that. Big Bill and my boy, who better than Cage? Taking on FTR. Got that announcement. FTR challenged the Young Bucks. Samoa Joe challenged CM Punk. We got some all-in matches being announced now. Hey, what was the big complaint last week? Tony, it's time. Well, this week we got MJF and Adam Cole, Bebe, Samoa Joe, CM Punk, Young Bucks and FTR, and I think one more. What was the fourth one? Maybe it wasn't necessarily announced, but teased. Whatever they want to do, I'm all for it. Wait, never mind. That was Powerhouse Hobbs, and his match was announced for All Out. Never mind. I mean, they did tease Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Ricky Starks. I'm here for that too. If Ricky can still go, old school Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. If Ricky can still go, I'm not going to complain. I'm here for it. I'm excited. I am extremely excited for All In now. We got a lot more time to announce matches. And I'm thinking by the time we get to All In, it's going to be a strong card. We need to know how we're going to pay for these shows, though. I'm still concerned about All In and All Out. With that said, and this is great news, I did see that Max, HBO Max, has just been cleared to do live streams. They were just cleared for live streaming shows. So, I'm not going to announce anything until it's official, but we might get All In specifically on HBO Max. And then All Out will be pay-per-view. That's what I'm seeing. Now, you can get both of them, as you should be able to, on pay-per-view if you want to. But I would be so happy if we just got one of them, All Out. And then we can watch one of them on Max. Whether you want to do All In pay-per-view and then All Out on Max, or the other way around. That works for me. I'm here for it. That makes me very happy. Regardless, I'm excited for these shows. We're going to keep an eye on the direction leading forward. It's good to have Jim Ross back. Jim Ross is back on commentary. That makes me very happy. And he has good chemistry, believe it or not, with Ian Riccaboni and Nigel McGuinness. Fits right in. Added a lot to the main event, actually. Was very happy to see him there. Happy to see Jim Ross in good spirits. Happy to see him healthy. So I would love to just talk about the good things about this show. Have a positive review. Not worry about any drama. Unfortunately, that won't be happening. We have a lot of drama. A lot of drama to get to. And those of you who don't live on social media, you might want to strap in. LuFisto. The LuFisto drama is what we're going to dub it. She's been all over the wrestling news. And some of you just went, who dat? Who dat LuFisto? About a week ago, I was saying the same thing. And then I did my research and found out, oh my God, Hall of Famer, 15-year vet. This is my first time knowing who she is. I'm like, why am I just now hearing about her? She's been around forever. Forever. Over a decade. And this is my first time seeing who she is. And the stuff she was talking about when it comes to the AEW women's locker room, oof. Now we're going to get into all of that. I will say, and this is just my opinion, what was said, what was reported, I believe fans shouldn't choose sides. This is one of those things where, yes, get your information, yes, come to logical conclusions that make the most sense, but in terms of who's right and who's wrong, we don't have enough. But we'll talk about it. Maybe you'll be able to come to a conclusion when I give you the information that I have for you. Some of you might already know the story. Some of you might know more than it. More than I do. How about that? But in terms of who I think is right and wrong, you can't really pick a side here because both of them have their faults and both of them have their legit reasons to speak up. So we're going to get to that first because that's probably why most of you are watching this stream. I think most of you already saw Collision and you already know it's great. You just want me to recap it. I'll do that. But I think a majority of the people watching the stream, they're watching for the LuFisto stuff. They're watching for the drama involving LuFisto and the women. So you gonna get it. So, before we get to that, you already know what's getting ready to happen. We gotta do the preliminary stuff. We gotta do the shout-outs. We gotta do the plugs. We gotta do the sponsorship. And I'm gonna do it regardless of it's 50 people, of it's 50,000 people, of it being 50 million people. I'm always gonna come up here and give you just Alyx. 100%, even when I'm on fumes, even when I'm tired. So let's not waste any time. Let's pay these bills. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor, like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, your edits help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can. Also, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram. Give me a follow on Spotify. Give me a follow on Cameo. Give me a follow on Threads. And give me a follow on TikTok. For I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo. And yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and please get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, get you a new school Alex's World t-shirt, but most importantly, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie. My, America, the remix t-shirt made by It's Genox and Firestar Her. All this down below in the description box. And once again, big shout out to the newest sponsor of the channel, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is here to give you guys a very special discount. because your boy is here to introduce you to the lovely world of SeatGeek, where you can get the best ticketing prices and ticketing deals for any event, whether it's concerts, whether it's sports, whether it's professional wrestling. SeatGeek is the app to buy your tickets. So how's about we get a quick word from this sponsor, and then of course we'll get to some shout out. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you're a wrestling fan looking for access to great seats for any wrestling event near you, then you want to use this app. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek stands as the unrivaled #1 ticketing app in the market today. SeatGeek constantly delivers incredible deals on ticket prices. When you're exploring the app, keep an eye out for the special green dots that mark the best deals. What's even better is that every ticket you purchase is backed by SeatGeek's buyer guarantee, with the option to return your tickets and even swap them before the events. So here's an exclusive for you. If you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlex, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off any ticket that you purchase using the promo code JustAlex. This is a sweet deal that you could use literally right now. So don't wait. Click the link, download the app, and join the SeatGeek family today. Once again, big shout out to SeatGeek for helping a brother out. I appreciate it. And do me a favor, if you are someone that's going to use it, and if you have used it, I would love for you guys to send me a DM, a personal tweet. Maybe you can message me here in the live chat, letting me know that you either plan on using it or have used it, so that I can keep an eye on, like, if this is something the channel wants. I have a really good feeling that this is a sponsorship you all could definitely use. So, keep me up to date on that. I'm on social media everywhere, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Reach out to me however way you want, and let me know that you used the promo code, and show out. And tell you what, those who do show out, those who do come up and let me know that you've done it, I'll give you a free shout out, whether it's on social media or YouTube like I'm doing right now, but I'll give you like a special portion to let people know that I appreciate them. So please let me know when you use it. In the meantime, those of you who are here, please do me a favor, like the video. It is imperative that you hit that like button because it helps me get recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Also, show some love to the moderators: Ultra Shout 97, Firestar Heart, Alyx, Demon, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Cleo does everything, and Big MGM, who help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and me. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure super chats are working. I think we're good. The live chat's up, so that must mean super chats are working. From the top, let's just give the shout outs a go, man. We got King of Heckle Mundo, Christopher the Cerebral Assassin Carter, Mr. J Jenkins, V Enfuso. Good to have you here, Mr. V. Haven't seen you in forever. He says greetings and salutations. I usually don't come up here this early, which is probably why he doesn't appear. But he made it, and I appreciate it. You know who also made it? From Browntown, Mr. Robert Brown. Good to have you here. Project Santi. I think I also see Jessica Williams. Jessica Williams is saying, you shouldn't believe every report. True. But you never know. MJV over here, who says, Alyx is the best. Alyx #1. Just Alyx is the best. Just Alyx #1. Hey, just Alyx is the best. Just Alyx #1. I appreciate that, sir. Really appreciate that. Let me see who else we got. We got Jamarcus Williams, Adam Ritter, Aaron Velmont, Jordan Galam, Gen X 6887. Ooh, they coming in hot. They coming in hot. We got No Cap. We got Slam Tackle TV. Slam Tackle TV just told me he used Just Alyx, the promo code. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate that. Literally, $20 off any order. So we got one from Slam Tackle TV. Appreciate that, sir. You the man. You the man. You the man. We also got, Brandon James. Joe calling out CM Punk was so badass. I agree. Ro Punk. Ro Punk is watching me at 12 p.m. midnight. You mean a.m. midnight? 12 a.m. midnight. Thank you for staying up, man. Hey, guys, if y'all are watching me from across the world, I am thoroughly appreciative about that. And I am always going to be grateful for people who stay up for me. Makes me feel good about myself. Guys, we're going to go ahead and stop it right there. I appreciate those who are here. If I don't say your name and you're coming in a little bit later on than usual, hey, I appreciate you. Please take care of yourselves. With that said, I don't want to wait too much of your time. I wanted this to be a much more shorter review than anything else. So, let me go ahead and move on to this crazy wrestling news. Because Lord have mercy. If I don't talk about it now, it's not going to get talked about. So let's knock this out the park. This young, not so young, but lovely young lady is wrestling indie legend LuFisto. LuFisto has been around the business, and I'm not joking you, for over a decade. Over a decade. A decade of professional wrestling. She has worked in numerous companies, including AEW, on Dark. But still, like, she actually has a reputation. It's not like she's just some random person. She is old enough to be a coach. She's been in the business long enough to actually coach wrestlers. I believe she was in Shimmer. I think it's Shimmer, Shine. I know she was in Shine. That's probably where she made her reputation more than anything else. But she's been on the independent circle, I think, since... And I'm not even joking you. She's been on the independent circle since the 90s. Guys, think about what I just told you. Not the 2000s. Not the 2010s. The 90s. Yes. She's been here for a while. Okay? Okay. All right, she has a lot of legs under her. Some of you might interpret that the wrong way. I don't care. With that said, despite her having her, her time in the business since the 90s, Jesus Christ Almighty, that's crazy. I thought I saw she was in the Hall of Fame as well. I think she entered the Hall of Fame somewhere. Hold up. Hall of Fame. Yes! She's in multiple Hall of Fame. Excuse me. Let me see here. She is in the ALF Quebec Female Wrestling Hall of Fame. She's in the CZW Hall of Fame. She's in Indie Wrestling Hall of Fame, the class of 2022. She went in last year. Holy shit. Excuse me. She's in the North Shore Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. So... it's not like she hasn't been celebrated, which, look, get in where you can fit in. She's had multiple Match of the Year awards in multiple companies. She's well known on the indie circuit. Very well known. That doesn't mean, she's well known when it comes to mainstream. So I would understand a lot of people being like, who dat? That's what some of y'all did when I said LuFisto. Who dat? Well, let's get into the story. Why are we here? Why are we talking about LuFisto? Well, LuFisto reached out to Sean Ross Sapp over the last week because it was time to tell her story. She issues details of her experience behind scenes in AEW, involving Dustin Rhodes and the AEW women's locker room. I'm going to read this from Wrestling Inc. They gave a great breakdown. And a little bit from Sean Ross Sapp and Fightful Select. So here we go. And I quote, independent veteran LuFisto has caused quite a stir online, and her latest explanation may shine a light on some of the issues in the AEW women's division. On July 28th, she took to Twitter to take aim at the company. This is around the time where Britt Baker and, of course, Taya Valkyrie was getting all kinds of heat for their match. The one that people are calling an embarrassment. A match that I didn't think was all that good, but it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. Got blown out of proportion. And then we saw the sign, book the women's division better. Remember that? Because that's where this started. So LuFisto decided, you know what? It's time for me to come out and make my stand on social media. So on July 28th, she took to Twitter to take aim at the company, claiming some women had too much power and talked trash talk newcomers in the locker room, leading to speculation about those involved during one of the AEW matches in April 2022, because she actually debuted on Dark in April 2022. And Britt Baker denying any involvement in the LuFisto allegations and her not being signed to the company. I can link you to the interview with her and Sean Ross Sapp. It's on my Facebook. It's actually on my Twitter as well. But just go to YouTube, type in LuFisto interview, Fightful, it'll pop up. She only has one. It's the same interview. But in this lengthy interview, she opened up about her experiences with the AEW locker room before, during, and after her 6-woman tag match on an episode of AEW Dark Elevation. Some of y'all went, oh my God, Elevation, that was a long time ago. I know, this was literally last year, 2022. She's still holding a grudge? Well, look, some people don't get over stuff in a year. And look, it's a year, so I wouldn't be acting like, oh, that was a long time ago. That's still pretty fresh. A year is still pretty fresh to a lot of people, if I'm being honest with you. But yeah, she got an interview with Sean Ross Sapp. She covered a ton of issues. Among the issues covered, LuFisto detailed an altercation with Dustin Rhodes and Ruby Soho, claiming Rhodes referred to French Canadian people as assholes backstage. Well, you French Canadians are assholes, huh? You're like, huh? Where did that come from? During the interview, LuFisto also recounted negative experiences during the 3-minute match and Rhodes' criticism afterwards. LuFisto claims Dustin Rhodes, accused her of making the other girls look bad. She also pointed to organizational issues behind the scenes in AEW, specifically a scheduled meeting with Tony Khan regarding a coaching position with the company that she says never happened. She was going to be offered a position as a coach, and Tony just didn't get back to her. It was scheduled, and then it fell through. We've heard that happen many times before. And you know the adage, if Tony Khan doesn't want you, he'll just ignore you. He'll just ghost you. Now, you can sit here all day and say that that's not right, but it'd be like that. Following the release of the interview, Dustin Rhodes took to social media to respond. He admitted to his critique of LuFisto and made it clear that he believed it was warranted on the night in question. And I think this was on Twitter. I am blocked by Dustin Rhodes on Twitter, so I didn't see this. But anyways, he says, "Hey, LuFisto, read your story and sometimes and sometimes as a coach, I have to be very honest and won't ever tell you a lie about how good or bad it was." He's blunt. You need that. Sometimes hard love comes out and wouldn't have it any other way. I hope you find what you're looking for. And he kept it short and sweet. LuFisto returned to Twitter. Oh, it gets worse. She returned to Twitter Thursday night with more accusations. She said she has spoken on the phone with a current AEW talent and was told that the women who tried to address the backstage issues LuFisto raised were punished and sent home. And she said this on Twitter. She says, The legitimate wrestlers believe Tony doesn't give a damn about women's wrestling and feel like they are going back to the Divas era. So, as you can imagine, this woman, she ain't trying to have it no more. Call it burning bridges, call it whatever you want. Homegirl is basically done with it. She's basically done with it, right? I gotta say, we'll get into the women's side of things really quickly. When she comes out talking about the backstage dysfunction or the lack of infrastructure backstage, how there doesn't seem to be any organization, things are just kind of happening. There's a lot of cliques. Doesn't really feel like a family, feels like a high school backstage. That's not the only time we've heard that. How many times have we heard that? CM Punk, Media Scrum, literally last year, around this time, said, I'm too old and I'm working with children. You heard about all the fights, the fight with Sammy Guevara and freaking Eddie Kingston, the fight with Sammy Guevara and Andrade. The stuff with Thunder Rosa, the women being mad at Thunder Rosa, talking shit against her. Got so bad that Thunder Rosa thought about committing suicide or, to self-deletion. It was really bad. Yes, there have been stories about dysfunction backstage in AEW. This is not new. You've heard about this before. You've heard about this. So when LuFisto comes out and says things that we've heard about before, it's not like she's making accusations that are just left field craziness. Well, Tony Khan made me do something that I would never ever do for anybody. Like that kind of stuff? Nah, it's not that. It's stuff we've heard before. So it adds credence to what she's been saying. She's telling Sean Ross Sapp her experience. I don't think that makes her a bad person. I think that makes her a regular person that has the right to speak about their experience. Now, just like her, the AEW locker room, the people empowered at AEW also have the right to stand up and speak about their experience. And when LuFisto said what she said, boy, did it open up the floodgates. I did not think that this issue would escalate to the point where it did, but man, did it ever. But before we get to that, I need to point this out. Thunder Rosa was mentioned. LuFisto also alluded to learning about an AEW backstage meeting where one of the topics discussed was to shoot on Thunder Rosa. To shoot on Thunder Rosa. LuFisto wrote that Khan attended this meeting and reminded those in attendance that their segments were the lowest. Wow. Tony Khan just telling the women, no one want to watch y'all. Y'all don't draw. Women don't draw. Yikes. So, as you can imagine, everyone was just like, man, the women's locker room is just a toxic place to be. That's not a family environment. And it's easy to believe them simply because this isn't the first time we've heard it. That being said, the floodgates opened and the AEW locker room came out in full force against LuFisto, calling her a liar. You lie, LuFisto. Number one, right off the bat, Taya Valkyrie. She says this narrative that all the AEW women hate each other is quite frankly annoying. I've been there for 5 months and everyone from the second I walked in the building, that building, has been nothing but supportive, hyping each other up, and badass. Stop pitting women against each other. It's getting old. Let's see what the next one says. Oh, Dr. Britt Baker. Someone who wasn't mentioned, but by the way, it has been confirmed that Dr. Britt Baker has nothing to do with LuFisto. They did actually talk to people inside AEW. They even admitted Dr. Britt Baker has nothing to do with LuFisto. It's just basically Ruby, somehow, and Dustin. We already heard Dustin's story, but here's what Britt had to say. Britt had to say, responding to a fan, you dead ass the last person that should be saying anything. Britt's, and why is that? Because what you read on Twitter must be true. I love AEW and I love our women's locker room. This one's big. MJF Maxwell, Jacob Freeman, the world champion, spoke up about it. He says, if you listen to miserable people who never made it in this sport, that's not exactly the brightest thing to do. Use your brain. If someone's been in professional wrestling for over a decade and you find them to be talented, but they've never truly panned out, there's a reason for that. Lack of talent, difficulty, delusional. Ooh, MJF said, bitch, you don't mean a goddamn thing. Now, there's more to this tweet. Let me find that really quickly, because I do want to give full clarity to MJF. So we're going to go to his Twitter. Not his Twitter, but his Twitter. I don't even think we can call it Twitter no more. What is it called? I have no idea. We're going to find out. So we're just going to scroll down, scroll. Bam. Because he said a lot more. There it is. So we left off on lack of talent, difficulty to work with, delusional, just to name a few. He says, people love to talk ill of companies and will say things like, I'm the only person who's brave enough to speak up, when in reality, the only reason you're spewing bullshit is because you are aware deep down you aren't going to make it. So what's the harm in speaking reckless lies and trying to hurt hard-working talented people on your way down to obscurity? We have an amazing women's locker room. Sorry, not sorry. The champ has spoken. MJF laid down the law. We ain't done. We got a lot more. Mrs. Guevara, Ty Mello, says, I'm pregnant and going to see a high-risk doctor. I'm going through a lot, and going to AEW makes me happy. The whole locker room makes me feel loved. They listen to me. They support me. Last Wednesday, Ruby gave me a big hug and told me how proud she is and reminded me how strong I am. I think Penelope Ford said something similar, although I think Penelope Ford had a miscarriage. So, just people coming out, supporting one another. Nyla Rose, former AEW Women's Champion Nyla Rose. One person's personal experience is not A, the gospel truth, B, facts, anything but one perspective influenced by personal experience and interaction. I'm sad, hurt, annoyed, angry, and honestly a little betrayed. Funny thing is, it's not by a single woman in our locker room. She's talking about LuFisto. The big one. One of the big ones. Saraya over here. The narrative going around is very disheartening considering someone says they want to be best for women's wrestling, but buries, you could put bully in there, but buries it in a number of tweets. I will say, being in this company close to a year, my favorite part is being with the girls in the locker room. They uplift, support, and laugh with each other every week and only want the best for one another. We hype each other up. We buy each other wrestling gear sometimes, just as a little surprise. We text each other daily, and we are there as a shoulder too. This is one of the best locker rooms I've been in, and I refuse to let people twist it into anything otherwise. Let it be otherwise. Love you all. The final one we'll look at, and perhaps the most damning one, the most important one, is from Ruby Soho herself. This one is probably the most powerful response out of all of them. My only statement. The women in AEW, the women in the AEW locker room, don't just claim to be in support of women's wrestling. They show it. Whether you see it or not, the ones who don't ask for credit after they stand in gorilla and cheer for two women who beat each other to a pulp for your amusement. The ones who lend an enhancement talent their knee pads because they forgot theirs at home. The ones who sit in the locker room with a sobering peer for an hour to console her. Sobering probably too. But sobbing peer for an hour to console her when she's having a bad day. Those women are silent heroes. Just because the voices you hear are the loudest doesn't mean those voices are speaking the truth. Damn. I think that might be it. And it repeats back to Taya Valkyrie. Yeah, those are like the main ones. There were many others speaking. Even people outside the company speaking up. So, AEW coming to the defense of the women's locker room. LuFisto put out, I think, one last tweet before deactivating her Twitter. And these are the tweets she made. She's standing by what she said. She's standing by what she said. She feels like she was there to help the women's division, and the women's division spoke up against her, and it's a waste. Here's what I'm going to say. This is quite a drama. There's a lot to unpack here, for sure. I think we have to be fair here. We have to look at this objectively. And from a objective perspective, in my personal opinion, there isn't enough to support either side. I know the instinct is for all of you to support AEW, to support the women's locker room. And they have all the reason in the world to say what they say. I'm saying so does LuFisto. Think about it this way. What does LuFisto have to lose? It's not like LuFisto has this big company backing her. She's been an independent talent since the 90s. Since 1997. I said over 10 years. That's over 20 years. That's 25 years of independent work. What does she have to lose? She's not under contract with anybody. Why lie? Now, MJF says because she's trying to get attention before she fades into obscurity. But I still have to ask. There's a reason why Sean Ross Sapp gave her the platform. He did that because, just like me, she has a right to defend herself. She has a right to speak up. She could be making lies. She could be completely making this all up to bash the women's locker room. And if that's the case, the truth will come to the light. But that doesn't mean she doesn't deserve a platform to speak. And I will always I will always advocate for these women, men or women, to have a platform to speak. With that being said, the AEW's locker room, I feel like because this was done a year ago, we have to remember a lot can happen in a year. Not saying that it can't change and it's still the same locker room. A lot can happen in a year. This was done in 2022. This is, coming from April 2022? Man, a lot has changed since then. A lot of amends have been made. I know Thunder Rosa was catching a lot of heat during that time. Well, she had the meeting with the women. Everything seems to be okay. It sounds like it is. Do we still get the slander from Britt Baker here and there? Yeah, but that's going to keep happening because Britt doesn't like Thunder Rosa and vice versa. I don't think Britt should be slandering Thunder Rosa in public. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? But regardless, they have every right to defend their locker room. Some of you are going to point out the fact that this seemed like a strategic play, a ploy, PR stunt, have everyone speak out against LuFisto, and you could be right. You could absolutely be right. Personally, if I was Tony Khan, I would have released one of those corporate political statements basically saying, we are investigating the claims by LuFisto, but we all want you guys to know our women's locker room has created a safe haven for women to come. If there was ever a misunderstanding, we reach out to LuFisto to please call us and we'll work it out. Something very generic. Be done with it. Put it in ChatGPT or something like that. You know what I mean? No, I'm just joking. But yeah, it's not something that really requires the locker room to come out in full force. I did say on Twitter someone needed to speak up about it. I didn't think the locker room was going to come out against it. Jesus Christ. But yeah, man, I personally believe, this is just my opinion, both sides have a right to speak up. I am trying to be a moderate here because I don't have enough information to choose a side. We got people saying that the women's locker room, this is why they can't grow. This is why they can't draw because they're bullying LuFisto. We got people saying, man, LuFisto is just mad that she's been a veteran for 25 years, and she couldn't make it nowhere. I'm not saying either one. You want to know why? Because think about it this way. What if they're both right? What if LuFisto was told all these things, but it was all a misunderstanding. Maybe she caught Dustin Rhodes at a bad time. Maybe it's not as bad as it's reported. Maybe LuFisto just took it the wrong way. It's her experience of it. Sometimes people don't like criticism as much. Can't take it as hard. Right? Maybe she was right about, again, this is 2022, about it being a dramatic high school environment. Even CM Punk said it. But again, that was a year ago. So although it might have been a high school environment a year ago, some changes could have been made over the last year where it becomes a family now. To which I say, if that's the case, y'all should have reached out to her and told her to work it out. Hey, look, I don't know what's going on with you, but let's work it out now. You know? Yes, stand up for your crew, but also be fair, be professionals, and realize not everybody is going to perceive life the way you expect them to perceive it. I think they're both right. You're always going to have some legends and veterans who are bitter. Especially someone like a LuFisto who's been around for 25 years and hasn't touched a WCW and Impact Wrestling. Actually, I think she was at Impact Wrestling. One point in time, I think she was. But hasn't touched a major promotion in 25 years. 25 years. 1997, she started wrestling. Do you understand what I'm saying? 1997. She hasn't been a part of the Attitude Era. She hasn't been part of WCW. She hasn't been a part of Impact Wrestling. She hasn't been a part of Ring of Honor. She hasn't been a part of, oh my goodness, Lucha Underground, NXT, Red Pro? None of that. Not even AEW. But she's been around for 25 years. I would be bitter too, quite frankly. I bet you if I go watch one of her matches, she's actually pretty good inside the ring. Because if they want her to be a coach, that means she knows her stuff. So I would be bitter too. Now you hiring me to teach them to get something that I've been trying to get for 25 years? Yeah, I would think she is bitter. That doesn't mean she's not incorrect. That doesn't mean she doesn't have a right to speak up. So, to be honest with you, what I can only tell you is what happened. I can't really say either one's wrong. I think all sides here, this is a situation where because of a clashing of interests and a clashing of experiences, it is just a natural part of people just fighting in the business. The business isn't always fair to everybody. Now, despite being an indie legend and never touching the main roster or the main rosters, she's made a living off of wrestling. This is what she does for a living. She has made a living off of professional wrestling. What are we going to do? What do you expect her to do? Again, what does she have to lose? If she's gone 25 years making a living off of it, she's paying her bills, she's living her life, she doesn't necessarily need AEW? Why lie? Her career's not going to change. She's still going to get booked. She's still going to get booked somewhere. She's just not on Twitter no more. I just can't really bring myself to believing that a locker room, again, this is a year ago, that, yes, has a history of having a high school environment. I can't bring myself to believing that it hasn't shown any improvement. Any improvement. If this was last year, if she had come out about this around the same time last year, it would have a lot more credence. A lot more. But it's been a year now. Now my question with her would be like, have you reached back out? Like, have you tried to make amends? Do I think the locker room should have come at her the way that they did? Not really, but they have a right to do it. I personally think Tony Khan should have stepped up and been like, here's what's going on, we'll look into it and we'll work it out with her. But it's not like what she's saying doesn't have credence to it. She's not making shit up. She's saying stuff that we've heard before. So, what do y'all think? I've given you a lot of information. Do you have a side? Do you think one person is in the right here? Because I think there isn't a good guy here. It's just a messy situation that really should have been worked out a long ass time ago. It's been over a year. It should have been worked out a long ass time ago. By either side. Someone should have made the effort to clean this up. What do y'all think? But yeah, that's some big drama. It's a lot of drama. But what are you gonna do? All right, we're moving on from that now. Let's talk about Collision, August 5th. Last night, 2023, Collision, August 5th. I think I accidentally put August 6th. I don't know why I did that. Why did I put August 6th? Alyx. Your boy's tired, y'all. I'm tired. I am tired. Oh my god, I got the wrong date. Let me fix it really quickly. I'm already here. Let's fix it. Jesus Christ almighty. That's probably why people are like, "Where you did a review on Collision?" I did. But I put the wrong date. Alright, it's gonna get a little slow. If it's starting to glitch or it's starting to get a little slow, it's because I'm actually going in and fixing the dates. The hell is wrong with me? It happened on August 5th, not 6th, Alyx. Telling y'all. And I don't mind doing it live. I don't mind doing it live here. That's fine. Okay, so I think that fixes everything. Now watch these numbers go up. Watch these numbers all of a sudden like double or triple or whatever the hell. But I think we're good. While I'm doing this, let me go ahead and play some super chats while you guys are waiting for me to fix everything.
I'll be going to Dynamite in Columbus Wednesday. I can't wait.
Enjoy it. They should be announcing more matches, which I'm excited about. And actually, Dynamite doesn't look too bad. I'm very curious what the rest of the matches are going to be. It's going to be crazy. Quay. Not cray, but quay.
Honestly, it feels like the women's division has a clique similar to what WWE had. You have Britt Baker and everybody outside of that.
It really does feel like, for the most part, it really does feel like it's a clique-based kind of locker room, which, again, we've heard before. I'm still going through everything. I need to repost a tweet. I'll do that on my phone. But I think we're pretty much caught up. Everything seems to be fixed on the stream. Everyone's like, "How dare you make a mistake?" Yeah, but y'all, I've been doing this for way too long. Way too long to be making these kind of mistakes. But I mean, it's gonna happen. Mistakes happen. Can't do much about them. But thank y'all so much for dealing with me as I fix everything. But I think for the most part, we're good. Yeah, we're good. All right, well, I'm going to get my phone real quickly and see if I can fix the Twitter version of it. But let's go ahead and get into Collision. So, Collision. I thought the crowd was great. I thought the wrestling was great. I thought commentary was awesome. Even with Jim Ross. Only doing one match, by the way. But even with Jim Ross. There's a lot of setup happening. A lot of setup for next week. And a lot of setup for All In. And especially All Out. So it looks like we're really starting to get everything together right in front of our eyes, and I like it. They opened the show up with a tag team championship match. FTR versus Big Bill, who's 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that. And who better than Cage? Brian Cage. Cage and Bill. That just feels right. You ever just get that tag team when you're watching? You just go, yeah, that feels right. That's a tag team. Oh yeah, that's one hell of a team. I'm excited about that. I'm happy they're doing their thing. Yeah, man. I love it. I think they should do more. I don't know if they're gonna be like winning any matches anytime soon. I don't think they'll get that big, but it's always good to have that big heel tag team. You know what I mean? That big heel team where the big man just every once in a while just run through everybody. And if you want to make a name for yourself, you have to go through them first. You always need that team. Now, it was no question that FTR was going to beat these guys, but the match was good. I thought it was a good match. I was thoroughly entertained by it. I had no issues with it. And yeah, I was very happy to see Big Bill and Cage work very well with each other. So, and that's basically it. Honestly, the big thing about this happened after the match. After FTR beats Big Bill and our boy Cage, FTR gets on the microphone and says, we had to finish the story. They had to finish the job. They've already had classic matches with the Briscoes, classic match with Bullet Club Gold. They want one more. They can't be the best in the world unless they beat the best in the world, and that is the Young Bucks. They challenged the Young Bucks to a match at All In. Will we get it? I have a feeling we will get it, and I'm excited about that. So, I'm excited about the Young Bucks versus FTR at what, All In? Oh man, All In. That's a match to do. That literally is. It's one of those matches where you already know it's going to be dope. You already know it is going to be a dope match because of who's in it. You don't have to worry about it. They're 1-1. They're doing a rubber match. The rubber match. I do not see them, believe it or not. I do not see them losing those belts. But I have a sneaking suspicion that won't be the only and last time FTR take on the Young Bucks. I think that's leading to something. I'm not going to assume anything. I'm just going to tell you what I think. By the way, 100 people in here, but we got 38 likes. Y'all, get these likes up. It is imperative that you hit the like button. If you hit the like button, it helps get more people in here. Oh, but yeah, FTR versus Young Bucks. That is going to be a banger. Banger. Let's see. What else is here? We got Kris Statlander defeating Mercedes Martinez. So I love that we're getting more women on these shows. Mercedes is making more of a statement, having more of a prominent appearance. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited about this. I love that she, even though she lost to Kris Statlander, she started attacking Kris, and then Diamante came out. She formed a group with what seems to be a group with Diamante, a Latino type of group. I love it. That fits right too. Diamante, and Mercedes. That feels right. And you had Willow Nightingale come out to help Kris. And they're going to do a tag team match next week. Willow and Kris taking on Mercedes Martinez, and Diamante. So I'm excited about that. I'm just happy she's getting TV time. Samoa Joe absolutely decimated, squashed Serpentico in 10 seconds. It wasn't even a match. Then afterwards, he gets on the microphone and says they have a problem because he doesn't have a match for Wembley. He runs through the history with him and CM Punk, saying while Punk was telling people he was the best in the world, he knew deep down in his heart it wasn't him because Punk couldn't beat him a day in his life. He lost a chance to prove that during the Owen Hart. The Owen, I love that they're calling it the Owen, but their legacy deserves more than a roll-up. he demands that CM Punk fight him at Wembley for the Real World Championship, which is probably going to happen. Speaking of championship, Toni Storm, who lost the belt on Wednesday, was on the show tonight. And her curlers and wearing some type of a robe, looking like Marilyn Monroe. She says she won't freak out, and then proceeds to freak out, asking if she's not talented or beautiful anymore. Tony tried to console her, but she's not interested. So I'm assuming we're going to get back to Toni Storm at the pay-per-view. They probably just gave Hikaru Shida the belt so we can do her and Toni Storm at the show. We got backstage vignettes. The Acclaimed talking about Billy Gunn retiring and how much they miss him. And if he is gone, then they love him. Andrade giving a hype video and a rundown of matches that you might see him on. I'm expecting Malachi Black versus Andrade soon, so I'm excited about that. The House of Black defeats Action Andretti, Darius Martin, and Lee Johnson for the AEW Trios Championships. And then it was announced, and I'm not joking you, it was announced that next week in the main event, we're going to get CMFTR versus the House of Black for the Trios titles. What? What? Holy shit! That's huge! That's crazy, man. That's crazy. 1 second. I think we're all good. Yeah, we're all good. We're all set. Sweet. But yeah, man. It's crazy. Insert in the membrane. I like it. I thought it was I could put my words to it. Listen to me. CMFTR versus the House of Black is literally a pay-per-view match. That match, you could do that match at All Out, and I would happily pay $50 to see it. But we're getting it for free next Saturday. What? Hello? Anyone else just like, what? I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? That's crazy. Man. Yeah, I'm excited. Who wins that? Do you give the belt to CMFTR? Do you give the belts to CM Punk? You got the Real World Champ and the Tag Team Champs versus these guys with the Trios titles. They're going to get all the belts. Holy shit. And then we do a winner takes all match with them in the Elite psych. Although, hey, if we did a winner takes all match, I would not say no to that. Man, I'm excited. I am super excited. I really am. I'm excited for that. That made me so happy. I'm so glad Collision is here. Jay White defeats Grand Metalik or just Metalik. And then we get this segment with Christian. This segment with Christian with his daughter backstage. I cannot praise this. This is amazing. So he has his daughter next to him, informs us that he brought his daughter in because he's upset about Darby Allin mentoring an 18-year-old child, but is interrupted. You know, he's interrupted by his child because it's his child. And the child's like, hey, can I hold the belt? And then Christian goes, did you win this belt? Did you win this belt? Only real champions who won the belt can hold the belt. Go find your mother. And then tell security that she's not credentialed and shouldn't be let backstage. Yo, hey, real talk? This is one of the best things in wrestling right now. I love this. This is great. Luchasaurus gets to do all the work and win all the matches, and Christian gets to talk the shit. Man, let this shit go forever. Fuck that. Nah. This shit needs to keep going. Oh, I love it. It's so good. It's so good. It's such a great storyline, and I've never in my life thought about it that way. Now, eventually, Luchasaurus will get sick of Christian shit, or Christian will get sick of Luchasaurus' shit. But it's such a good story. How can you hate this? This is amazing. Oh, this is good. This is one of my favorite things in wrestling right now. It's such a good angle. He's taking down Darby Allin and All Out. QT Marshall and Harley Cameron talked to Powerhouse Hobbs, said they got him a match at All Out. We'll find out what that is. Probably against Miro. And then the main event, which saw Jim Ross on commentary. CM Punk, the real champ, versus Ricky Starks. The match was great. Awesome even. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was out there to make sure things are clean. This was happening. I was told this was happening at the exact same time Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler were happening. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! You know, they switched over. I'm like, I'm not watching this shit. What's Punk and Ricky Starks doing? Man, that's hilarious. I'm sorry. But yeah, Punk and Ricky Starks had an excellent match for the championship. Love that Ricky tried to cheat, but then Ricky, the other Ricky, the Dragon Steamboat, said, nah. And then Punk rolled him up, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat counted 1, 2, 3. So there you go. Punk beat Ricky clean. When it's all said and done, Ricky couldn't beat CM Punk clean. He had to cheat. And then what happened? Ricky lost his shit, got his belt, and started whipping Ricky Steamboat's ass. Just wailing on him. And I'm saying to myself, are they building to Ricky versus Ricky? Because, guys, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat can still wrestle. She can still wrestle. And people are telling me Jack Perry used her as a shield at... Really? Jack Perry used her as a shield on Dynamite? Wait a minute. Wait a minute now. Are we gonna get the Dark Jurassic Dark? Dark Jurassic Express? Dark Express? Jurassic Dark Express? Jurassic Dark? Jurassic Dark. That works. Man, I love it. So much good storytelling. Ricky versus Ricky at All In? I'm not gonna say no. Probably All Out, but regardless. Y'all, real talk? That might have been better than SummerSlam. I'm gonna have to sit on it. But yeah, that was a great show. I enjoyed that because of the storytelling. This is the perfect show. This is the perfect show for old school fans, especially Jim Ross on commentary. I felt like Dynamite was just not good for Jim Ross, although him, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone were a good pairing. I just had a problem. Me personally, I had a problem with Jim Ross on Wednesdays. That just didn't fit right for him. Saturday is where he should be. So once again, Collision continues to be the best thing throughout the night, throughout the week. So yeah, I'm excited, man. I am super excited for what's to come. Give me your thoughts about Collision. Give me your thoughts about the LuFisto women's division drama. You have the floor. Pretty Ricky versus Ricky Dragon. Ricky the Dragon versus Pretty Ricky. But it's the battle of the Rickies. What y'all think? How we feeling? Thank y'all for being here. So I think I might start coming up here at 4:30. I notice when I come up here at 3:30, not a lot of people show up, but once it gets into the 4:30s, then that's when the rest of the crowd comes in. So I think on Sundays from now on, I'm gonna just come up here at 4:30 instead of 3:30. Let me see here. Yeah, it doesn't really seem like people are really taking any side when it comes to the LuFisto drama. Belle Rynette, I love that. Belle Rynette says, I disagree. If Thunder Rosa tweeted, that would have been the only one to mean something. Anyone else saying anything doesn't mean anything. Wow. Why would I listen to LuFisto? The AEW locker room seems more credible because LuFisto is a jabroni. She's not a jabroni. She has every right to say what she needs to say. From Browntown, Mr. Robert Brown. Throughout all this drama, the women handled themselves way better than the men, especially at press conference. Yeah. Hunter's Point. LuFisto's tweets just reek of making false allegations for clout. Well, I guess it's split. No Cap says she should be allowed to say what she feels, but was canceled. Perceptions become reality. You know, a lot of people are split on this issue. There are those people, there are those peeps that want to click up and others who want to fly solo. But without respect, it's problem all around. It's a problem all around. The energy of Collision just shows people enjoying a wrestling show, and the crowd was hot all throughout the show. Yeah, man, it was a great show. Says here, it's weird that LuFisto called out Ruby and Sky Blue as the bullies backstage, but it's also weird that Renee, Ty, Madison, MJF, and others tweeted out against LuFisto around the same time. It's all pretty weird. It's all pretty weird. I think Ruby Soho has a hatred to LuFisto because the way she treated her when Ruby was coming up in 2016. Really? I didn't know about Ruby having an issue with LuFisto. Ruby doesn't seem like the kind of person that would do that. Slam Tackle says, now because of you, I have 10 promo codes. Well, use mine first, because then I can get paid, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, guys, use the promo code. If you haven't already, if you're just coming in, dude, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is a good sponsor. If you're buying tickets to any event, use my promo code. Just Alyx. You will get $20 off. I promise you. Ricky versus Steamboat. Man, AEW All In's gonna blow SummerSlam. Oh, hell yeah. All In is about to whoop SummerSlam's ass. For sure. Concerning LuFisto, where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's too much smoke around you, there's gotta be fire. I agree. Alright, guys, thank you so much. I don't want to keep you here too long. I want to get out of here because I'm tired. We still got Raw and then another week of live streams. And then I am definitely celebrating. Next weekend's going to be litty. Litty. But regardless of how I celebrate my week, thank you all so much for joining me here, right here in Alyx's World. So as you follow out, do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Tickets, Other Talkers, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. God bless you all. I will see you tomorrow night right here for Raw at the SummerSlam, and then SmackDown. And then, of course, following that, I'm probably just going to cut back to one stream for WWE. Because it's looking like Roman Reigns isn't even going to be on SmackDown. He's going to be gone for months. God have mercy on us. SmackDown without Roman. Oh, God. Well, at least we got Dynamite and Collision. But we'll see. Maybe we'll get some new stories starting this week. Maybe not. God bless you all. Thank you for joining me. Always know you are welcomed right here in Alyx's World. The place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. This is Alyx, just Alyx, signing out. Peace. When you're